The Las Vegas Raiders are returning to the football field this week after their bye week, and it's time to see if head coach Antonio Pierce is the right head coach going forward. Now, if the team can't win one more game this season, it's hard to see a future with Pierce at the helm. Now, however, losing out would ensure that the Raiders can get a quarterback early in the 2025 NFL draft, and Colorado's quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, has been named the most commonly linked to the Las Vegas Raiders. He's been flirting with the franchise for months now, and now his father Deion Sanders said he'll be happy with the fit. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy Darian of the Nothing But Raider podcast. This is your first time ever being at the YouTube channel, and you are a Las Vegas Raiders fan. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Let's get back into it and let's talk about it. Could they be a package deal? Who knows? But let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's see what they had to say about this situation. Now, with that being said, Shedeur Sanders is a big fan of Antonio Pierce. And if he's fired, that might change the equation. But Deion Sanders recently reiterated that he will fight to keep his son away from the wrong franchise. He did go on FS1 Speak earlier today and said, yeah, I'm not going to do it publicly, I would do it privately. And he did say, I'm going to be a dad until the cows come home, and for the other one, Travis Hunter. But we can be completely honest here, y'all. There has been speculation about Deion Sanders jumping back into the NFL to coach his son. Now, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, he did address the possibility, and this is what he had to say. We're not saying it's happening. We're saying that this is one of the most options that's going to heat up and that's going to be in play this offseason. He said that on the Get Up. Is there a team out there in the position to get Shedeur Sanders that also wants to go after and hire Deion Sanders to marry them together moving forward? Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. It's damn fun to talk about and think about. Now, if the Raiders fire Antonio Pierce, right, they're likely want to go after a big name to replace him. And there's no bigger name out there, honestly, than Deion Sanders. But there is no doubt, but if he makes the jump to the NFL is going to force Shedeur Sanders with him and the team, whoever Deion Sanders coaches. Now, the Raiders might be the only team desperate enough to make the move, honestly, and make this a package deal. But it's hard to imagine if it will work well because Deion Sanders has done well in college with Jackson State and Colorado, but it's going to be a more of an ideal situation for the Raiders to pair Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders together as a bright young offensive mind who could develop him in an elite quarterback. It's really going to come down to the offensive coordinator. It's going to be hard to imagine professionals buying into that coaching style. And honestly, I can see them buying into the coaching style because it gives the Raiders way. Even though that we know that Antonio Pierce is absolutely a player's coach, like a teacher's pet or whatever you want to call it. Deion Sanders the same way, but I think his structure is different from Antonio Pierce, and I think the players will listen to Deion Sanders more than they will listen to Antonio Pierce. Now, in my personal opinion, the organization, we all heard earlier in the week and last week during the bye that the organization is not running practices correctly. I think Deion Sanders could come in and change all of that. Bring discipline, bring accountability, bring responsibility to it. So I really see this package deal can possibly happen, but at the same time, I understand people want to not get rid of Antonio Pierce because of the fact that Antonio Pierce is his first year. He's trying to revamp the roster. Tom Telesco is the first year GM for the Raiders, and this is what happens. This is what happens at the end of the day. But I do like the feeling of having Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders as a package deal if we don't win any more games the rest of the year. I think that's a big deal in my personal opinion because now you need to go out to bring the jerseys. We got Tom Brady now as a part owner that's going to talk to Mark Davis about this situation. Should we tank or should not we tank and just go out and try to get the number one overall pick? There's so many questions to ask because at the end of the day, I love Deion Sanders as a coach. Yes, he's a father first, but he's a great head coach. Yes, he had his bad year in Colorado last year, but look what they are right now. They're playing some of the best football in the nation right now. And I think that he can gravitate to players like a Max Crosby and other quarterbacks or Shedeur Sanders or receivers like Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers and of that nature. You just never know what can happen. But Raider Nation, how do you feel about this possibly being a package deal if Antonio Pierce gets fired? This is a big if, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big if, but is it possible that if Antonio Pierce gets fired this year, how would y'all feel if they go out and lose the rest of the games this year and go get Shedeur Sanders and bring Deion Sanders in as a head coach. Let me know what y'all think, Raider Nation. Put it in the comments below. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It is the Nothing But Raider podcast, and I'll see you on the next live stream or in the next video. Peace.